So we need a set of heads that are better than these in some respects and worse than others. So let's go grab a set of modified heads. I've got a few sets floating around that have been butchered by other people. So here's a set right here. Here's a set of full rings rubber band style. So these are 74-inch heads that have been cut. That's an 80-inch head there. This is another set of 4-valve heads. Let's go grab this one. There you go. Get rid of this junk. Too much crap around here, see? Alright, here's an 80-inch head. Oh, those are all 80-inch heads. What about a 74-inch head? That's a 74-inch head. Alright. How do you carry 3 heads with only 2 hands? Carefully. And a camera. This is how you do it. If you move it like that, it'll quit dangling and banging on it. Okay, so now, there we go. Look at all the junk we got around here. So this is a 74-inch head. Made in 78. I know they had any 74-inch heads in 78. This is an early 78 motor. So this is the last of the 74-inch heads. So you can see how the exhaust ports are horrible on the stock head. See, it's a real flat. See how the valve guide's way offset. See how this is concentric and goes right in like it should. Exhaust has a little bit of a lip on the inside, but the air is going out, so it's not a problem. Very, very small throat on this one. Jeez. 1.475. The valve should be 3/4. It is. Yeah, that can be opened up a ton. Just a stock head here. See, it's 550, 75 thou bigger stock. These are very small seats. So these are going to get open. I'm going to bore these things way out. You can see how bad the ports are on this thing. See, it's off center. See how the port comes in this way? The valve and the valve's over here. So the port goes like that, jumps over and goes like that. That's horrible. If you look at this one, the port's going in an angle right here, and then it makes a little jog and goes right in the port. You can see how it goes nice and straight. So that's similar how the STD does stuff, but STD goes straight in. So this is pretty close. They did a good design on that. So these heads are a lot better for starting purposes. Now this is a 74-inch head. Now the intake, you can see how big this bowl is in this thing. Now this has been worked on, I'm sure. Yeah, this has been cut off. So this has been ported a little bit. So you can see how the intake ports are relatively straight also. See how they're pretty concentric on the intake side. But these don't have the massive lip on the back side like they do on this thing here, which is bad. Now this port here looks like it's cut way bigger. Probably is because it's oversized. So that's almost 800. See the difference? 700, 100,000 different. So this one's cut out way to the limit. 150, so that's your limit. Okay, so these heads look good, but they need to have the throats cut out in them. Do a good valve job, wouldn't hurt, but probably just do a quickie re-stone cut after you bore everything else out, but you're already in there, you might as well just cut it and make it good. Okay, so that's between a 74 head to this. Now if you look at an 80-inch head, this one's been ported on also, so typical Harley, it's been modified already by a lot of people. see how the exhaust still does the dog leg deal, but this one's been cut out over here, through here to make it flow better. That's been cut. Still got the big hump in here though, see? You look in this one, see there's no hump. See how it flows straight through? I can't get in there with anything. See how this goes straight through here? There's not a massive hump through here. See how this one has the big hump right there? Oop, that's terrible. So these are a lot better. So that lines up perfectly right with the guide. This one here, you can see how it's offset. So these have a lot of potential, but they need work. The intake's got the same problems going on. Now this one has a big lip on the back side, so they radiused it all out like this underneath to help it make flow better. I have my doubts if that really helps any. Me, I would have probably just left it, and it is what it is. You can see how the intake is a lot bigger diameter. I won't check that stock diameter though. So this one was 535, it looks like. So stock is 560. So this is a lot smaller right here, which is not good. Now if you go to this one over here, see it's 560, 570. This has been worked on slightly, so it's probably the same size as this one was through here. Now these ones you can cut way out to 700 or something pretty easy. So you can cut that to 1/700 without even looking at it. Make it flow a lot more air, which is usually what I do. If you want to go fast, that's what you do. If you want it more street, leave it smaller. So this one here is really small, so this needs to be opened up. You've got a nice, really nice port in there. Except this didn't finish it correctly. Now the 80-inch castings have a different exhaust port. You can still see how the dog leg is even worse than on the other one. See how it really flows underneath. There's no, you lose all your velocity when it happens. See how that has a wall right there? That's good. This over here just disappears under it, and that's horrible for flow. So that's on your exhaust. This one here, you can see how it goes away, but there's a radius on there going underneath it, so it catches the air as it goes around the corner. Same on this one. You see how they're pretty equal? This one here, not so equal. So 74s have a real big ledge in here, and then the 80-inch ones don't have as much of a ledge, but they have more dog leg to them. See, this one you got going. This has been cut a lot, but you're going to cut it even deeper out to get more of it out, and it looks like an 80-inch head. This head over here, it's all gone. See, it's nice. It's got a nice curve shape like that. So it comes right up to the exhaust. The exhaust pipe's at this angle. The port goes up like this and right into the pipe. So that's nice. The lip can be a bit bigger right here because there's always a exhaust pipe lip when you come in. See how these have lips in them? Some of these are pretty big lips, but see, this has been cut out. It's been ported, so it's been cut away a lot. Alright, so now this one over here, another one. It's a 4-plug motor. So you can see how this has been cut out. The bowl's not nearly as deep. The bowl is this area through here. See how it goes like about a 45-degree angle? See how this one here goes way down and radius is in? So this will flow more air. Until it hits that big lip right there, which is terrible. This one doesn't have that lip in it, see? This will flow. Even though it's more pinched, it'll flow better. It'll have more velocity, which means it'll have more low-end torque, because it's all filled into here. This is great for high RPM, but it's not good for low-end. You go around the valve guide here, it's not too bad. And this one here, same thing. The boss is here. It's pretty much straight through here, which is really good. I don't know why they took all the guide support out right here. They put the big hump right there once they make it tall. You get that big hump right there, but you didn't take advantage of valve guide support. I would have put more metal in there, but oh well. they were going for that real deep port thing. See, this is all low. This should all be filled empty here for max flow. It's just all dead air back in there. The air comes up here, comes up through here, and no flow right through here. This is all dead. This can be all filled in right here. But they don't make them that way. So, see how this one's got a lot more metal in here? This will have more velocity. This will actually work better at lower RPM. This will work better at higher RPM. Street motor or race motor? They got ports like a race bike, but then they got restricted seats and stuff like a street bike. And they got restrictive intake like a street bike, so even worse. But exhaust is nice, so it's going to have crappy intake and really good exhaust. Once it gets through this constipated hole, it's going to flow real good. Kind of like a twin cam does. Same thing. Alright, so there you go. That's your differences. So they got the triple exhaust in there, just like this one. Now you can see how the 4-plug location here and here are about the same. But this one here, you can see how the stock plug is way over here. And this one here is more straight, so you can almost see out the hole just looking in here. This one here, you see a bunch of threads. Now this here looks like it's 12 millimeter and not 14. Would be my guess. Just go over here and grab a 14 millimeter plug. Short reach, but still do what we need to do. See, that doesn't go in there. No fitty. They're 12 millimeter. Evo Sportster size plugs. In twin cam. I don't know if I have any stupid plugs like that later in here. There's a 12 millimeter. A JR, whatever that is. Okay, well, mini plug. Gives you more room here to get it higher up though, see. So that gives you the room for the compression release. It allows you for a smaller plug. So you can see how the plug is lower angled. So it's angled like that. See, this one stands up more like this. So it gives you room for that compression release. But it puts the spark plug in a lot better location. So that's pretty good. I do like that. And if you notice, they offset it toward the exhaust also, which I also do. See how the plug is more closer to the exhaust valve than the intake valve? You always want the plug toward the exhaust because the heat's over here, it's going to detonate over here first, not over here. Harley, they put it toward the intake valve. See how close it is? See how centered it is? They do the opposite. So whenever I weld up the holes, I move them over 100 thou, so they're centered between the two. This one here, they moved it past over. They got it closer to the exhaust than the intake. But pretty close to center. But they raise it up higher, which is a big plus. So that helps you. I don't know why they didn't do the same thing over here on this one. Probably because there's no room. So you have a darn stud in the way over here. What I always thought about doing was coming down through here though, like that. Come in a real steep angle like this, cut the rocker box. The rocker box already kind of cut away already. I'd come in like this, real tall. The second plug would be way over here, like that. Which would be a big improvement than being over here. So, oh well. A lot of good features. Don't know how good the heads are for actually using for longevity, if the seats stay in and guides stay in and all that, but material looks decent. So we'll see how long they last for normal uses. But anyway, overall, pretty impressed. Look nice. The price good too. So for the amount of money it costs to do this to a motor, to a head, you can buy a set of these easy. And these come completely done. By the time you did all the valve work and did all that, you could buy 1.5 sets of these, if not 2 sets. So because this costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time to do all the butchery, especially welding on that kind of stuff like that. But they did get the port pretty good. That is a nice port though. They worked on that. It looks nice. Alright, well there you go. There's the differences. So I guess you'll see me cut one of those up here when I get to this motor. That'll be another month or so. Alright, that's it for now.